Hello again. So, the next topic is strength and willpower. And the question for you, Alexandra, this time is in your personal journey, how do you see that?
Oh, strength and willpower are things that come in from a place of courage for me. So, willpower is something I have used to manifest goals and kind of stick to what I want. I think it's a lot to do with kind of staying on track for me and wanting it enough from inside. And the strength is to maybe listen to my inner voice more than to what's being said from the outside, the corrections. It's a very fine difference between listening to people and listening to their input and then doing what they do because it's right on the path or not doing it because they come from their own places of fears and wants and desires and conditioning. So, yeah, that's what I would say about strength and willpower and courage.
Yeah. And on the path, it doesn't matter if you're building a business or you're on the spiritual path, there will be moments almost for everyone that are really challenging. And then this is what helps you through it. That's at least my experience. Your dedication, the courage, your willpower, and also your focus, probably.
Yeah, and but when things go really pear-shaped, that's like, in spiritual terms or in Christianity, that's what they call, the spirit of the dark night. So when we find ourselves in the darkest of the dark, that's where I feel like my strength and willpower can be tools to bring me forward, but also faith in a broader sense of that I'm being supported and asking for support from something that is bigger than I am.
So you're basically saying it's the divine that you're calling on to help you?
Yes. Yeah.
And how do you do that? I mean, you do that with your chanting, probably. This is also what comes through when you do the mantras.
Yes, that is that. And partly also not fighting the thoughts so much at points, but experiencing first what is there. Like, say something is bugging me so much that it really brings up a lot of old pain. And then I'm sitting there in the pain and feeling the pain, and my brain is trying to talk me out of it. If you return to what everybody said, go back to this, then everything will be fine. When I notice these reoccurring thoughts, I think one of my practices is just to chant Ram. I just need something else. I need to have a mantra to say to bring me out of that. And of course, part of it is connecting to what I think is divine, the next vessel, so to speak. May it be an avatar or a teacher or something. And remember that there have been people that walked this path before.
And you mentioned something before, like you're basically on your journey, you follow your truth, your path. You didn't use the word truth, but you follow your path besides what people are saying, how you see that.
How do I see that? Do you mean as in what you say or as in, is it truth that I'm following?
Yeah, because there might be people saying from the outside, what are you doing? You should be doing something else. This is too insecure, you and so on. But how do you, in these moments, follow your truth and keep
I think
going?
it's my willpower. It's I think I have a very strong willpower to what I want to have in life and what I want in life and how I want it. Sometimes how I want it is not manifesting. But I think I have been on a path of very strong callings, and you know, in that sense, yeah, I use my willpower to move forward, actually.
And what would you tell other people? How can they strengthen their willpower?
That is a difficult question because I think the willpower was always there for me. So how can people strengthen it? I didn't use a technique of any kind, but I feel like I had people around me, or I was able to gather people around me that didn't think what I wanted from life was so far off. You know, after all, if you think, you want to walk a spiritual life, like Richard mentioned, I'm singing mantras and doing that in a way to connect with the divine. There are millions of people out there doing that right now, so it's not so far off. It's just a matter whom I associate with.
Yeah, and it's maybe also through the chanting, maybe you don't always feel like you want to chant or there are aches and pains, but you chant whenever the calling comes. It doesn't matter how you feel. Would you say that's correct?
Absolutely, yeah. This pull is so strong. Of course, you can resist it and pretend that you're better off having a coffee and going out and doing something else. But the pull is so strong. At this point, I'm being told what to sing, and in fact, when I think in retrospect about it, I always feel, okay, that was the goddess, or that was the prayer that was needed most to heal or to move through something. So yes, yeah, I use mantras for that. Very
Yeah.
much so.
Yeah. So, and I also think in this day and age, it's important to develop courage and willpower because it's a very challenging age for a lot of people.
Yeah.
And to stay focused and also dedicated to your truth is very important thing, not only for yourself, but also for other people and the world.
In some ways, you're talking about the flip side of the coin I mentioned earlier, that when you seek people that are, on the same path to support you, and then it becomes sort of your safety net, and when you trust that safety net continuously, you can sway off what you really want, because people, they bring their own stories, they bring their own lives, they bring their own desires and their principles. So I think as much as it's important to surround myself with people that support me and understand what I do, as much it is important to practice my own inner knowing, my inner voice, my inner strength, my inner wanting, so to speak. Yeah.
And your inner courage.
And my inner courage, of
Mhm.
course.
Okay. Yeah.
Yes.
Thank you very
Yeah.
much. Thanks. Yeah.
Thanks, Richard. I see you soon.
See you soon.